Welcome to Southeast Sports Net. I'm Joey McWilliams. I'm privileged today to be joined on the summit by the head women's basketball coach for the Southeastern Fire, Coach Tim Hayes, in his sixth season with the program. Coach, you're 20-1 right now, 9-0 in the Sun Conference, and I know that's a good place to be, but 16 straight wins and number 2 in the country. Congratulations, Coach, on your start, and I guess here in the midpoint of the season already.
Yeah, Joey, I appreciate you having me on. And definitely, it's crazy how quickly a season goes for as long as a basketball season is. We brought this team in September, and here we are, staring down a conference tournament in a few weeks, and then postseason in about 4. So, it's wild how quickly it goes, but it's been a really fun ride this year.
Coach, 16 straight wins. You ran the streak to 16 with a 55-51, a tough win over Ave Maria on Saturday. Layla Vigil leading the way for you. She had a strong showing. Her first double-double in a Southeastern uniform, a Division I transfer. She had 14 points and 11 boards. So talk about the latest win.
Yeah, we're really in an interesting spot. We've had a revolving lineup, so to speak, from prior to Christmas through now. A few little COVID hiccups with delays and people in and out, and then injuries. But really have a very talented, very deep squad this year. And of the teams that we've had here over the last 6 years, this has got to be right up there. Being one of the most talented and certainly the deepest team we've had. So we're still finding our feet. Honestly, it sounds crazy in January to be still trying to kind of look for what our best looks like. On a 16-game win streak, I can say that with confidence, but we are really just still finding our niche and finding everybody's, utilizing strengths to the fullest. And so with Layla back in the lineup, she was out for a good period of time, and she is an extremely talented player. She is certainly, when healthy, feeling good, an All-American type player for us. But we've got several players out there that certainly on any given night could be the best player on the floor.
Well, if your best is ahead of you, that doesn't bode well for your opponents throughout the remainder of the season. There's no question about that. Angela Perry leading the way for you, Coach, in virtually every category: points, rebounds, blocks, free throws made. She's third on the team in steals as well. 19.4 points per game, 6.6 boards per game. Can you start there?
Yeah, Angela's about as solid and consistent as they come. In all my years of having post, which we run a post-driven offense. We've had 15 straight seasons of all conference or All-American post players, and Angela's got to be right up there as one of the most consistent and most efficient I've ever coached. Just finishes extremely well, knows how to create shots, very good passer, like you had mentioned. Still finds a way to be a great defensive presence for us. She's phenomenal. I mean, she's all of that. Certainly an All-American candidate for us this year, and really has held down the paint for us with some of our other posts being in and out with injury and those types of things. And literally, when we put her in the game, we know exactly what we're going to get. And I think that's every coach's dream, is to know what kind of production you're going to get out of somebody, so you can really focus on bigger picture things.
We're speaking now with Tim Hayes here on Southeast Sports Net and visiting on the summit. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. We'd appreciate that. Coach, 163-12 in your 5+ seasons at Southeastern, and I'd have to say that's a ridiculous 93% winning percentage. A little more. Just to run down: 5 trips to the NAIA tournament in these 5 seasons prior to this, 5 regular season Sun Conference championships, 4 conference tournament championships, 2 trips that finished with NAIA quarterfinal finishes, 1 national runner-up back in 2019. I'm looking for a partridge in a pear tree somewhere along the way. Coach, it's obviously been a successful run for you there at Southeastern so far.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's I think what it is we're always hungry for more because we know we could be better. And that may sound cliche a little bit, but we're never bored with finding those 1% areas we can get better at. And sometimes they're big things. They're things that we could find significant improvement in. And and we are a fairly transfer heavy team. And so each year becomes a new puzzle and a new challenge to put together, because, we don't have a lot of 4-year players. We have some, but not a lot. And so, what really happens is each year really is a new challenge and a new puzzle to put together. And the consistency is there, but I can tell you every year has looked very different. The culture, the chemistry, but we've been able to find certain elements of what we do that seem to work out every year for us. We're very consistent in some areas, and statistically, what's crazy is I show our teams this every year. Doesn't matter the players we have on the floor. Every year, statistically, we're almost the exact same team. We're between 85 and 89 points per game offensively, and we're between 50 and 54 points per game defensively. And so what we always say is it's really ultimately not what we do, it's how we do it. And when we nail that down, we can get similar results with different personnel on the floor. So that helps us sustain through those times where we do have injuries and there are setbacks. And, even through COVID, the uncertainty of games pushed back and postponed. And, we're really just focused on us. And what happens at the end of the day is our girls buy into that. They buy into the fact that it's fun to play the style that we play. And they love to win. So it's not hard to encourage and motivate when that there's results at the end of your work every day.
In your time in Lakeland, and again, we talked about some of the things that have been accomplished on the court too, but it's a great school. I've enjoyed when I stop by the campus. I think it's a fantastic campus. The facilities are great. It is a Christ-centered institution for higher education. And I just want to give you a chance to talk about that. Working with great people like Drew Watson as the athletic director, a fantastic person as well. Talk about your time there on campus too.
I know we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but this is something that's very, very unique. I mean, this campus and this university is an absolute treasure, culturally, but also just the natural beauty of this campus. It's an amazing place to be. And when I first came here, one of my greatest concerns was there was so much going on here, so many positive activities, chapels and things to get involved with, student activities and just amazing things that I wanted our players to be involved with. I was going, there's not going to be any time for basketball. This is too good of a place for them to be worried about coming and being in the gym. And obviously with the weather and how beautiful campus was, it looks like a resort. My fear was they were going to feel like they were on vacation, not at school and here to work. And so, obviously that's not proven to have been, the case. And our student athletes here absolutely love it. Most of our players will come in and say this is the nicest place they've ever been in terms of campus. And a lot of our players are Division I, Division II transfers that have been on bigger campuses. And so I think that, and then the culture, it's such a family relationship driven culture across campus to where, you've got literally behind our bench, we've got business professors and we've got, a campus pastor sitting right there. And we've got our AD cheering us on because he's a former women's basketball coach. So I love that. But, just really, connected campus. And one small story I'll share with you. We had a car accident in the fall. One of our top players and one of our captains, seriously injured in a car accident on I-4 and was ejected from the car. Sustained massive injuries. This entire community at Southeastern rallied around her, and I'm talking. We had security guards showing up at her house with gift cards to Publix. We had, facility staff. We had, literally every department on campus represented, just showing up to show care and concern. And very few of them knew her personally. But the minute they knew there was a need, they showed up. And so I think everything about this campus screams, that it's a Christ-centered university and it's lived out daily. So couldn't be more proud and more excited to represent a school like this because I think they walk the walk.
That's a great story, Coach. I appreciate you sharing that. Well, in wrapping up our time, let me throw out one more ridiculous number, okay? You are going to have an opportunity on Thursday to play for the 100th consecutive conference win. That's something that's just almost unheard of to think about that, to have won 99 prior to this consecutive conference games. You're going to take on Thomas. You get to host your next two games, by the way, too. So if you get to do it, you get to do it at home. What better place to do that? Thomas on Thursday, and then College of Coastal Georgia on Saturday. So Talk about the opportunity to get to play for a number like that, a milestone victory.
It's pretty unreal when you think about where that stretches back to. Somebody had mentioned that the other day, and I'm so focused on today, and just making sure our girls are getting the best out of us today, that somebody mentioned that, and I said, well, where does that go back to? Well, you're clear back to 2016, and just the amount of time and the amount of consistency and the number of players that have contributed to something like that is pretty unreal. I mean, that's something that you just don't see often, and to put together basically a 5-year streak like that is just something unique and fun to be a part of, and certainly not all about coaching. You can do so much as a coach to provide the opportunity, but those players go out there and they earn it, and they're the ones accomplishing those types of feats. And I wish more people knew about us. I wish more people got a chance to see us play, because this really is a phenomenal team and has been for some time. So excited about it, but don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Well, Coach, we are going to keep following you, and we appreciate that. The Southeastern Fire, again, hosting Thomas on Thursday for an opportunity to get 100 consecutive Sun Conference wins. Coach Hayes, thank you so much for taking time with us today here on the Summit. Success to you and to the Fire, and good luck this week as you approach that milestone victory, and we'll continue to follow you not only through the regular season, obviously into the postseason and beyond.
I appreciate it, Joey. Thanks for having us on, and go Fire.